Hi guys, Harden here, back with the first video in a long time. Today is patch day. There was a missile buff, so I decided that I would do some DR, do 4 DR runs with my team and see how, if the missile buff has actually had any effect. Now, just in advance, my best time ever on DR is 2 minutes and 5 seconds, but that was achieved used in missile week, and this week is not missile week. I think my best time non-missile week was 2 minutes 13 seconds. So I'm going to hopefully try and beat that. The only other thing I would say is I'm actually multi-boxing 4 accounts here, 1 on this tablet, 1 on my phone, and 2 on my PC. So if you hear me, if I don't talk, it's because I'm frantically pressing buttons. So anyway, I just thought I would give it a go and see if it makes any difference. All right, let's go. Let's invite everybody first. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's jump in and see how this goes. I need to check which of my accounts is loading in first. All right, it's this one today. Because I have to go in and start all the modules. It's a bit frantic at the beginning because obviously you need to get everything locked. You need to get all the targeting. Okay, I'm already slow here. Alright, so let's see, go for this fire. Alright, so let's have a look here. I've done all the locking now. So my objective here was to go onto the first 4 and 2. Alright. This is not very smooth because this is only 4 accounts and well, actually, it's not looking too bad. Let's see, we'll go to there, and we'll go on to there. 145. One of my ships is on half shields. 152. It's not looking too bad, actually. It definitely looks like it's going to be faster. What is the thing this week? It's drone damage bonus. Okay, 203. So as I said, my best ever pre this patch was 213 when it's non-missile week, and I've actually equaled that on the first run, and that was actually a bad run. I made a bunch of mistakes on there. So let's see if we can fine tune. We've got 4 more runs here. Let's see if we can fine tune this and get that down. But definitely I'm seeing a bit of an improvement there. This is not missile week, that's drone week, which really doesn't contribute that much extra damage. So 213 is actually a pretty good score. In fact, let's actually jump in quickly and have a look at the leaderboard. Bear in mind this is, so we'll go in here quickly before the Abyss. So at the moment I'm in 69, which isn't too bad. You can see all the marshals there. So 213 is not too bad. Alright, and before we go in, let me just show you my fit as well, just so you can see what I've got here. So again, with Abyss, it's at range, so I'm using these Pith B type large missile launchers that have 140 kilometer range. So the thing that has changed in the patch, there has been a little bit of extra damage. So you can see the DPS there is 7,587 cold. That is due to the thermomagnetic nanocore combined with the thermal mode on my implant. So you can see there's 7,587 DPS cold. This is kind of a DPS glass cannon fit, so there's only one. There's one shield booster and one hardener on there. And then going back to the missiles, what they have changed apart from the DPS is they've increased the explosion velocity, so that's now 120 meters a second, which is pretty good for missiles, although on this particular thing, Abyss, it doesn't make any difference because the tower is not moving. But against using missiles now in regular PvP, it should make a bit of a difference. And then the other thing is the flight velocity is now 10,800 meters a second. So one of the issues I had with Abyss previously is with missiles particularly, and why the Apox and Marshals are so good, is your lasers and rails will just shoot instantly. So as soon as you lock, you shoot. With missiles, you lock and then you have to wait for the volley. You have to avoid wasting volleys, and then you also have to wait for the volley to hit, which really does slow you down. So missiles are definitely not the ideal thing for doing DR, but now what they've done is they've increased the flight velocity, so that means that drawback is not as bad as it was, so the missiles should be getting to the target that bit quicker. So anyway, let's try again and see if we can do a bit better now this time. Alright, let's see. Dormant Realm. For the Abyss, enter. Level 10, confirm, invite the members. So yeah, as I said, it's if you hear me go quiet, it's because I'm juggling 3 different accounts on 3 different devices. So I'm having to look from screen to screen and then press all the buttons. So particularly at the beginning, you've got to turn on your shield booster, you've got to turn on your hardener, you've got to turn on siege mode, and then you've also got to turn on your group reps on all 4. So that's 7 modules you've got to activate on each account, which is a bit of fun at the beginning, I've got to tell you. That's 28 button presses there. Okay, let's go, but let's see if I can do that a little bit smoother this time. Okay, just waiting for it to load in. It kind of loads in on different screens at different times, so I have to kind of choose which ones to start. Okay, that's that one done. That's that one done. That's that one done. Okay, and now let's get rid of the vital target so I don't waste time like last time. Okay, so 5, focus fire, 1, focus fire, 3, focus fire, 5, focus fire. Okay, I'll lock up the rest of them now, each account. Okay, let's move that out of the way. Alright, so this is going to switch to number 1, and this one's going to switch to number 1. To number 6, sorry. This one's going to go for number 2, and this one's going to go for number 4. Alright. So you can see, taking them down pretty quickly. I haven't fine-tuned this either. Sometimes I think I am wasting volleys here. This is definitely not smooth at all. I'm still getting used to this. Yeah, I think this is actually going to be a worse time. Alright, so you're going to finish first. So I'm going to put you onto number 4, and I'm going to put you onto number 2. Chewing through them quickly. Let's see. A little bit slower than last time. So what I was doing there, and what I forgot to do, is I forgot to actually start switching targets a little bit earlier, which is what I should be doing, but I forgot that. So I'm not actually doing the tactic properly yet. Okay, what time was that? That was 2:16, so 3 seconds slower. Alright, let's see if we can get it a little bit faster. Have to wait for a second for the ballistics. So yeah, I'll just quickly show you while we're waiting. I'll show you my implant here. So you can see for this I'm using the warhead charge, which is level 40. I haven't spent money to get the warhead charge upgraded to the orange one yet, so it's maxed out at level 40. We'll do that eventually, but yeah, to kind of really minimize my investment on this game apart from the regular passes. That's pretty much all I do, and the occasional event. So that's the warhead charge, which is at level 40. And then I'll show you the nanocore, which is fairly well maxed here for this one. I'll move that out of the way. So you can see here you've got missile torpedo damage 18, missile torpedo damage 8.6, capacitor 10.64, missile torpedo thermal damage, which is why it works so well with the implant, shield 11.2, and then kinetic damage, which really, unfortunately, there's no other choice there. It doesn't really do anything. You've got kinetic or, well, that's all you've got there. And again, the last level there is just so hideously expensive. I haven't bothered to do that. And then the expended attributes, again, you've got more torpedo thermal damage, more damage, 15%, and then activation time, which is also an additional DPS boost. So that's why the DPS in this is so high. All right, that should be enough time now. Let's jump in again, and hopefully I can work this a little bit better this time. Let's go. I think it should be possible to beat my best of 213. I just have to kind of get used to it. Alright, let's try again. Okay, and again, let's try and go as quick as I can here at the beginning. So this one's loading up first. Let's move you already. Okay, and these ones a little bit longer. Okay. Right, so don't really need to do anything now. Should hopefully just run to the end. I think this is going to be better. $155, come on. There we go. So yeah, I think that's definitely going to be better. Let's have a look. What do we get? So 208. Yeah, that's definitely my best time on non-missile week. I have done 205 when it was missile week, but on a non-missile week, that's definitely the best time. And again, I'm still kind of getting used to this. process. Let's have a look at the Dormant Realm. Let's have a look at the leaderboard here. So currently in 66th place, which is not bad for just a squad of ravens here. You can see. Let's see if there's any other ravens in this list here. Let's see where the nearest raven is. No ravens so far. Let's have a look. Any raven? Oh, there you go. Level team number 37, or sorry, position number 37. Jasun is in a raven there, along with 2 Apox and a Mega. And let's keep going. Yeah, so a lot of the Apoc Nightmare meta, which was the unbeatable combo. And then here you got Colin Simmons and Dead Aggro there at 155, so not bad. Another couple of ravens there. And then there's a nice is it Scorpion or Rattlesnake? I'm not quite sure. There's another Hortz K, another raven team there, or one raven. And then keep going. There's a few ravens up there. There's Hortz again, and then my team of 4 ravens there. All right. So let me see. I just double check how many runs I've done. Okay, I'm only going to do one more, as I got to do 2 runs with another friend. So yeah, let's jump in and see if we can improve again. All right, enter. Okay, invite member. Okay, 10. Confirm. So yeah, so that last run was 2:08, was it? Let's just double check the time on that. That was before. So 2:08, yeah. So definitely my best time on non-missile week there. So 2:08. Let's see if we can beat that. Definitely showing that the buff that came in for missiles in this patch is really helping. And again, as I said, that's probably just primarily from the missile speed and from the extra DPS. But the other aspect of this is the explosion velocity, which actually will help missiles do more damage in regular PvP as well against faster targets, which they were kind of pretty useless against. So let me just invite everybody. Jump in. Again, apologies for the quietness at the beginning. I'm going to have to concentrate. So let's get everybody ready. And then let's get my screen ready. Apologies, I've got something in my throat, which I didn't have before I started the video, but obviously it decided to happen right now. All right, let's go again. Enter. And try and do all this setup, initial setup, pretty quickly. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've made a mistake. All right. Yeah, screwed up. I think I would need to be extremely lucky for this now to be a good run. I accidentally locked one of those ships, which has delayed the damage from one of my ships going on. So you're going to go from 6, you're going to go to number 1, you're going to go to number 3, and you're going to switch now. And God, I think, yeah, I've really messed up here. Now I need to see which one. Yeah, didn't even get my ballistics on. Well, you never know, sometimes it can be freaky. Alright, which one am I going to go for next? I think it'll be there. Yeah, you can see already the time. So that's the problem with this when you're doing 4. If you mess up even 1, you can be screwed. 2:03. Still not a bad time, but yeah, if you're trying to beat the records, you really need to be perfect. Okay. So so there we go. Yeah, that was the worst one, I think. Let's just double check. 2:18. So I do run with another player in my corp. He does 6, so I help him through those. So that's why I need to keep the 2, because you can only run, like, I think it's 6 runs or something. No, I do 6 runs with him, so it's 10 in total. So I do 4 with my alt and then 6 with the corp member. So if we look at the Dormant Realm here, look at the times. No, actually, that's not going to work, this one. So yes, that last one was the worst time, yeah, right at the end. So 2:13, 2:16, then 2:08. Now I actually think I could do better than that. I still need to kind of get my head around this. And actually, funnily enough, when I do this with my corp mate in the Mega, Navy Mega, normally the time is a little bit faster as well, because then I'm only juggling 3 accounts, I'm not juggling 4, and it does make a bit of a difference when you're doing 3 and 4. So anyway, guys, I hope that was interesting. If you are a lover of missiles, then definitely, as I said, it was, for me, it was like a unexpected Christmas present yesterday when I saw that they'd added those changes to missiles to the patch notes. And I think as I'm dedicated missile and Raven pilot, I think that will really kind of help going forward. So I'm looking forward to actually trying out. I also do the DR, the Imprisoned in Silence, with my Lancers, and it'll be interesting to see how that goes now with the boost as well. Anyway, guys, thank you. Please like and subscribe if you want me to keep producing, although I do apologize, because I only produce these kind of occasionally when it occurs to me, and there hasn't really been that much exciting to show recently. So anyway, thank you again. Take care. Bye-bye.